Do you want to make side-scroll games like Mario and Minecraft? In this Bedrock Edition tutorial, I'll show you how I made a simple world selection area, as well as show you how to actually build a side-scroll level where you jump on top of the bad guys instead of hit them with your sword. Now remember, as Minecraft releases future versions, some of these tutorials may not work. Minecraft is constantly updating their command syntax, which is how you have to format commands for it to work properly. So when those change, the past commands no longer function, if those commands were changed. Before I show you the build, I want to stress that you need to turn on an experimental camera feature in your world. If your world's already created, you can go inside of your settings from the world selection menu, which is this menu here. Click on the pencil over here, and we're going to scroll down. And when it comes to the experiments, you're going to want to make sure that experimental cameras is on. This is how we're going to get access to these camera commands. Alright, this here is my world selection area. I've only got the one level built for this tutorial, but you could put different worlds on different walls. You could build this however you want. But what the important part is on the outside of this, let me break out here for a second, I have some command blocks. Now the first one here is just going to be an impulse command block. It's unconditional and it needs redstone, so it's only going to work when we press that button. And this is actually a teleport command. It's /TP at P, which is going to be the closest player, the one pressing the button. 1, -55, 1, facing 1, -55, 6. Where this is actually taking you is inside the level. So when you start it, it's going to teleport you inside the level. And it's going to place you down somewhere around here. 1, -55, 1. And you're going to be facing 1, -55, 6, which is right here. So when you spawn in, you're automatically going to be facing the appropriate way for the level. A few other command blocks here. The next one is chain conditional, always active, /input permission, set, at A, camera disabled. So what this is going to do for all the players in the game, which this is really only for one player at a time, it's going to make it so that they cannot turn side to side. Your input is going to be disabled so that your mouse movement or your controller movement, anything like that, is not going to make you turn. So you're only going to face the one direction. And then chain unconditional, always active. Make sure this one is unconditional. Set world spawn 1, -55, 1. You'll notice that is the same set of coordinates that we are teleporting you to inside of the level. So if you die in the level, you automatically go back to the beginning. And then lastly here, I have chain unconditional, always active. I'm going to do /kill at E, family equals mob. This is just to get rid of any of the mobs that are currently in the level from like past runs, or if they spawn in naturally, if you have mobs spawn on, things like that. It's just going to clear it out, so it's only the ones we are summoning in. Now, before we leave this area, there's one important thing we have to do. We need to set up a ticking command area. What we're going to do is /ticking area, oops, not tivking, ticking, ticking area, add, and then I just do circle, and I'm going to do ~3, and I'm going to call it command. And you'll see here that, well, it actually didn't pop up on mine because of another command I'm going to have you do later, but it should pop up on yours that you created a new ticking area. What this is going to do is, no matter where you're at, no matter how far away you get, like if you're down on the opposite end of one of these levels, these commands will always still be loaded. These commands will, the commands at the beginning will also be loaded. So that's really important. Next, I'm going to go take a look at the level builds, and then I'm going to walk you through the commands that I'm using to summon the monsters in. And then lastly, I have just a small set of command blocks here, which are extra, they're outside of it, that kind of determine your abilities within the levels. So as you saw earlier, this is my level. How this works is, and let me go get this barrier out so you can see here, is I have a small 2-block wide stretch that I have completely encased in barriers. This means that I cannot leave these two small areas no matter what I'm doing in the game. Can't jump through them, nothing like that. I have it running with some hills, with some lava pits, with some monsters spawning in, you know, general obstacles, but it is only 2 blocks wide. This allows you to go in front of the hills or on top of the hills, which adds that extra layer of depth for Mario. Little harder in this one though, because you have to choose where you're at. Are you in the front? Are you in the back? You control where you're at within those 2 blocks. So, you know, I could be back here and I could jump on him easy, But if I'm up here, I'm not going to jump on him. He could turn sideways and hit me, though. You'll see in the back here, I just have some grass blocks and some trees. And I just positioned it like so, just enough to make it look like there's a kind of hilly, foresty background. In video games, you don't actually have to create all these massive landscapes if you're limited in what you can see. You just got to make it look like it is what it is. And as you see, on the bottom, I have command blocks set up. Let me start down here at the beginning. Right, so I'm going to hop down in here, and I have this command block here. This one detects when you get spawned into the level. As soon as you teleport in, this is going to know. It's repeating, unconditional, always active. /tag at a r=6, add play. So as soon as you get spawned in, it's going to tag you with the play tag, which means that you're currently playing in a level. And then down here, repeating, unconditional, always active, /execute as at a tag = play. So as soon as you get the play tag, it's going to execute as you and at you. It's going to run camera. The camera is going to be positioned facing you, and it's going to be set as Minecraft free. There are some presets in here, like the first person, the third person. This one is a free camera, which means it moves where I tell it to. We're going to do ease 0.2, linear position. Now, you may need to edit these coordinates here depending on if your level is running along the X or if it's running along the Y, as well as the rotation here. Right now, this is set up for my world, which is running along the Z axis. You'll see as I run that way, it increases my Z. So when I added the negative onto my X, you see that as I move to the right, it minuses on that axis. So that is going to be 9 blocks in front of my level. So when I start it up, the camera's going to be 9 blocks in front, and it's going to be aimed at me. It's going to be 1.5 blocks up from me, just to kind of give it a little bit of a different perspective, which resembles that of Mario. It also lets you see the depth of the blocks. And then that 90-degree rotation is specifically that it's going to be pointed at my side. Since I'm facing this way, 90 degrees for me is turning, like this, right? Or like this, depending on if it's positive or negative. So that's what that 90 degrees is for. And now here, I have just a little quick apparatus that I've constructed that as soon as you walk in range of this command block here, this detection block, it's going to summon an entity, just one. So for example here, this one is repeating, always active, test 4 at a tag = play, r=10. So if you get within 10 blocks of this position, it's going to detect you. It's going to power the comparator and the repeater, and it's going to power this piston. The piston's going to take this redstone block and push it down, and it's going to power this impulse command block, summon zombie 0, -55, 14. I'll show you those coordinates in a second. It's inside my level. But what this is doing is, as long as I'm within range of this block, this stays down, so it only summons 1. Now, if I leave and then come back again, or if I die and restart the level, all the monsters spawn back in. So as soon as you leave and come back, it spawns it in again. The next one is exactly the same. You'll see here that I'm looking for at a tag = play within a range of 10. And then again, we're going to summon a zombie. And these coordinates are literally just right inside. So like this one spawns, I think it's up here. But I think it's right here. The other one spawns in right over here. Ooh, let me get down in here. Right there. So they kind of coordinate with where they actually summon in above, because obviously I'm testing for them within range of that. Next one is going to be, again, it's a zombie one. Looking for at a tag = play, r=10. And then this one is summon zombie, but this one is 0, -55, 63, which is going to be right around here. You see I'm at, could be like literally right there. The last one is the skeleton. Now this one is a little bit more complicated because I have another command block down here. I wanted a different boss, and I figured that the skeleton would be pretty scary. But skeletons in Bedrock editions shoot arrows so fast that it was almost impossible to beat them. So instead, I changed how I'm going to do that. So this one here, just typical test 4 at a tag = play, r=10. Again, comparator, repeater, and then you got a sticky piston and a redstone block. Summon skeleton at those coordinates, nothing different until we get to here. Chain conditional, always active. I'm going to do slash replace item entity at E type equals skeleton. So as soon as it detects that there's a skeleton there, it's going to do slot.weapon.main hand 0, netherite sword 1. So it's going to replace that bow with a sword. So the skeleton, instead of shooting at you, is going to charge at you. It's incredibly difficult to jump on the skeleton, and you can beat it. It takes 2 or 3 jumps of landing on it, but it's much easier to juke it out and then sprint to the end of the level and finish. And then once I get down here to the end, where the house is, we have more command blocks. You can see that I have quite a few of them. The first one is a repeating, always active command block. Slash TP at A, tag equals player, R equals 4, 0, -60, -35. So we're teleporting the player, tagged play. Now, these coordinates take you all the way back to the world selection area. So you'll be back inside that tower, where you were with the chains and all that stuff to begin with. This one here, chain conditional, always active, slash title at A, tag equals play, title, victory. So it's going to say victory up on the screen for you. And then chain conditional, always active, tags at A, tag equals play, remove play. You'll no longer have that tag. Chain conditional, always active, set world spawn 0, -60, -35. So now it resets the world spawn back into the world selection room. And then chain conditional, always active, slash input permission set at A, camera enabled. So it's going to give you the ability to turn again. You don't have this when you're in the level, but now you'll get it back. And then this one here, chain conditional, always active, slash camera at A, set Minecraft, first person. This is that first person preset that I told you about earlier. So we can just switch back real quick to get first person and enable our permissions so that we can look around again. So as soon as you finish the level, it's going to put you right back into the world select arena. Now we've got these last ones down here. I want to go through these, as well as a couple commands that you're going to want to put in as well. So starting off down here, I have repeating, always active, slash effects at A, tag equals play, jump boost, 1, 2, true. This is always going to repeat as long as you're in a level. What that does is it gives you jump boost level 2. Like in Mario, you should be able to yeet yourself up pretty high into the air. The next one, repeating, unconditional, always active, slash execute as at A, tag equals play at S. So again, it's going to execute as you and at you when you're in the game. Positioned, tilde, -1, tilde. Run damage at E, tag equals, exclamation point play, R equals 1. 25, entity attack, entity at A, tag equals play. So what we're doing here is executing at you and as you. If it detects anything within one range of the block right below you, essentially when you're jumping on top of a monster's head, it's going to run damage. It's going to damage entities within that range that are below me, and it's going to do 25 damage. It's going to be an entity attack, and it's sorry, excuse me, and it's going to be assigning that attack from you, the player. So the monsters will know you're the one damaging them when you jump on their head, but when you jump on their head, they take 25 points of damage. Attached to that, chain conditional, always active, slash tag at A, tag equals play, add hop. So when you damage somebody by jumping on their head, you get another tag called hop. This is going to give you that little bounce off the top of them like in Mario. This one here, repeating, unconditional, always active, slash execute as at A, tag equals hop, at S, run TP, and then we're going to do caret, point 2, caret. So executing as the player that has the hop tag and at their position, we're going to run teleport. So as long as it has the tag hop, it's going to teleport upward. It's not a very fast teleport, it's slow. They're only going to go 1/5 of a block every time, so it's going to look like you're moving upward in the air in a pretty smooth fashion. I have a comparator, and then I have a repeater that is not ticked at all, heading into an impulse, needs redstone command block. And then we're going to do tag at A, tag equals play, remove hop. So literally for like 1 second, you're going to move upward into the air, and then it's going to take that tag back off, and you're going to start falling again. Then over here, repeat, always active, slash test4 at E, type equals skeleton. And then I have a comparator, impulse, unconditional, needs redstone, /effect at E, type equals skeleton, health boost 10-9 true. This is going to give the skeleton more hearts, making it harder to kill. You can't just jump on it one time like you normally would be able to. And then chain conditional always active, effect at E, type equals skeleton, instant damage 10-20 true. Should only fire once, but what it's going to do is, since damage heals skeletons, and I just gave it a bunch of hearts, it's going to fill the health up so that it has like 2 or 3 rows of hearts. That way you have to jump on it multiple times if that's the avenue you want to take. And then before you get started, there's a couple commands we want to do. Well, at least one, right? So we're going to do first, we're going to do /game rule, command block output false. That's going to make it so all the text doesn't pop up on your screen. Some of it's still going to. Every time you teleport, it will still pop up. I would say run the game first to make sure it works. If it does work, then we want to type in the next one, which will get rid of the teleportation commands from popping up. But it's also going to make it so that your command blocks don't send the outputs like they normally would. It's going to be /game rule, send command feedback. So once you play it and then everything's working, go ahead and type this one in, and now you won't have any more text on your screen. I recommend that the player is in adventure mode, not survival. Game mode adventure. That way they can't break any blocks while within the world. If you enjoyed this build, then please share this with your friends. I'm always looking to get more eyes on my stuff. I want as many people to learn how to code these commands in Minecraft as possible. It really, I think, adds a lot of value to the game and can help you create so many different things. This is BrownCode67, and I'll catch you next time. Die! Haha!